Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. Today we're going to finish off my Rustic Botanical Vintage Zine, and we're finishing it off by creating 4 tags. And here are the tags. Really simple, straightforward collaging for you to follow along, and a couple of easy techniques of pushing back the backgrounds so that you can use bright and bold patterns but still have enough of a foreground to stand out from the crowd. So I hope you'll join me today to see how I made these. So I'm back with my zine and I want to make the tags to go into each one of the pockets that we have created. So I've got 4 pockets there, so I need 4 tags. And I want the tags to have a pattern on the back and then the focal point will be on the front, because when you flip you will see the tags in the back. So if I just show you one of my other zines, so this is the tag, and then when you flip it you see the back, and then you'll see the front and then a back. So I quite like doing something interesting on the back. I think the first one I did, I actually decorated the backs as well. So this was the first one I made, and so I ended up sort of decorating 8 tags really, which is a bit of work. So I'm just going to decorate the fronts and then use something patterned on the back. And I will do a flip through of all the zines at the end of the video, so if you're interested you can have a look at them, and obviously if not then just finish the video early. And I'm just going to quickly tack that down because it's been a little bit squished as it's been stored on my shelf. So because I know I've got to make 4 tags, I want to do them sort of together, sort of mass make, and I know what size I want, so I've gone ahead and cut 3, but I'll show you how I want to make these tags. So I'm using another digital kit by Caroline Webley, which I'll leave a link below. It's one of her lace backgrounds kits and it's superb. It's so detailed and a lot of fun to use, so I will leave a link to that. And my tags are going to be 7.5 centimetres across by 17.5 centimetres long, so 3 inches approximately by approximately 6.75 inches. So that's what fits my zine. And if I just pop it in here now, the way I want this to look is I want it to be peeking out like that. And it may cover the focal image, but that doesn't matter. That's how I want it to look. And then obviously when I flip it around, I've got the lovely pattern on the back, which gives it a bit of interest. So I've got this shape. And that's why I'm not using cardstock. I'm not going to use my my cut-offs from paper, even though I've got hundreds and hundreds of pieces of paper that I could put on the back. If I wanted to do some journaling, then I would put something plain on the back. But this is the simplest way to make the tags for the zine and the sort of the purpose that I've got for my zine. So I made one and then I used that to make the rest as a template. So because you're folding it over, you get the strength from that. And I don't want my tags to be too thick because then they'll be too bulky in the zine and they'll be difficult to get in and out. So I'm just sort of using this just to get the general size. Of course you can measure. I prefer just to make my life easier. And then I don't really like using scissors to cut because I'm just useless at cutting something straight. So I'm just going to use a blade Oops. Like that. And then I'm going to cut the lengths. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same size, but I guess you do want some uniformity. And then what I did to cut this one was I just folded it in half and then chopped it, which gives you equal sides front and back, or sort of left and right, I should say. But for the template one now, I'm just going to cut them the same. I do like the slant the same. That's the perfectionist in me. So there we go. So I've got now 4 backgrounds to work on. And because I know I'm going to be stitching, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these loose right till the very end, because what I can do is I can then stitch on the front without it affecting the back. So I may glue little pieces down, then take it over to the sewing machine, stitch like this, then I can glue this together, and then I can stitch all around. So it just makes the whole process a lot easier if you use it like this. So that's my tip for today for doing the tags for this little zine journal. One thing I know I'm going to want to do with these backgrounds is tone them down. I mean, I love them as they are, but they are quite striking. So a couple of ideas for toning down. You can use vellum, and you can still see the backgrounds really well, or tracing paper do the same job. Use some doilies. I've got a couple of doilies here, and the great thing about doily is you can still see through there, and also you can see through it quite subtly with the sort of the tissue middle. So that's another idea. I've got some mulberry paper here, which is glorious, and it does cover it quite a bit, but you can still see the colours. And I've got muslin, so that's another lovely option, and you can really clearly see the patterns. Or of course you can cover it with book pages, music paper, which is probably something I'm going to use as well. And I've also got I've got this fussy cut flower here I'd like to use. That's bought on Etsy. I've got some more of Caroline Webley's fussy cutting here. So actually I don't think that is part of it, but these are from Caroline Webley. Oh, that's not Caroline Webley there. There we go. So that little pile is Caroline Webley. I've got some butterflies from Sweet Pea Curiosities that I've fussy cut there. I thought some of those colours would go nice. And I've also got lots of goodies fussy cut from Pink Monarch prints, and as I thought, these colours go really well. And if I just show you this butterfly here, and then the flowers there, and these flowers here, they're very well matched, so I thought I might use those as well. Sewing pattern paper is also another great way to tone down strong backgrounds if they're a little bit overpowering. So a couple of ideas there. And another great way is to actually put some paint down. So I'm going to use some unbleached titanium acrylic. And what I want to do is just gently go around the edges. Not too much, just to get a little bit of a different contrast, I think, just on the edges. You could do some on more one side than the other. It doesn't have to be uniformed. But I'm going to quickly do this now. Probably on all the tags. and I can then let them dry. And this is sort of drying up quite quickly because it's really warm in here today, so it shouldn't take too long to dry. You could use white acrylic, you could use white paint, any type of white paint. You could use gesso as well. Depends what your background is, I guess. Okay, so I'm just going to do the other 3. I've also distressed the edges. I can't see it very well here, but it's the Ground Espresso Distress Oxide by Ranger. So it's looking very, very rustic. And let's see what we can do with some of these. Now we may end up with hardly seeing the backgrounds at all. Who knows? I don't know until I do it. I haven't practiced doing anything. It's just on the fly now, just trying to make this look like it's something that's going to go well with my zine, which is now buried here. And I do love this zine. I think this is my favourite so far that I've made. And I've probably said it in the first video, they're so versatile. You can just do so much with them. So let's see if I can start building up some layers. I don't mind it being really, really messy and just, yeah, just hoping that I can keep with the vibe, I think. I've got to use this butterfly. I just think that is so gorgeous. So I like that, just like that. I just need to distress around these pieces. And I will be stitching them in place. And because my folded tags are still open, you won't be able to see the stitching on the other side then. So it's quite a handy little thing to do. So I don't want it in the centre. I just want it kind of off centre. And let us use some glue. Let's see if this will come out. Oh, we're in luck. And then to do the muslin, I think I'll just cut around here. I don't really want it sticking out on the side, otherwise it won't fit in the pocket. Okay, so that's the main part of the first tag done. I'm going to slip the tiniest bit of green in here. Just a hint of it. And then I'll use this, which I will try and glue on, but it'll be stitched in place. I can go like that. Okay, so first tag complete. Second tag. Let's use some of this glorious mulberry paper, and I purchased this from Amazon. And I'm going to be making my next journal with some of this in it. Of course, I can't write on it, but who cares? Okay, let's pop that in place. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the other sides. I may just leave them. I think 4 decorated tags is quite a bit of work. But I can always go back and decorate them at a different time. Oh, got my little dusty bin on the side here. So I really like that. I just think it's really effective. And it definitely goes with the sort of botanical, vintagey vibe. And I can still see what's underneath there. Now, let's see what else I've got here. I was thinking of using these on the other side, which I probably will do, and then I'll just have sort of some material or stuff on them. But I don't think I'm going to have time to do that in this video. So I'm going to focus on what I can in this video and just do one side of the tag. Okay, so I have got a nice blank one here which I'd like to use. Because I really want to use this flower. But I think I need something more. I love this pink. Such a gorgeous pink. I quite like that, but I still feel like it needs a little bit of colour. But I don't quite know where to put that colour. Odd, isn't it? When you get stuck like this. And you think, oh, I just don't know what it looks, what's best. It only needs a hint. Yep. Fits okay with that. Let's do it before I change my mind. Not quite sure where to put that now. I quite like it there. Don't mind if you disagree with me. You can let me know in the comments. But that is where it's going to go. I'll go something like that. Okay, and then I've got to figure out what to put on the top here, and I think probably on this one I'll put an eyelet. So I'm going to play with some vellum next. Simply tear as random as I can. Okay, I'm happy with that, so loosely put it on. So again, I'm just going to play with layers, trying to build things up. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to pop those in place. I knew I'd got the flower, the butterfly, I could feel it. That's okay. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to pop that in there like that, and I will stitch that in place. Like that. Okay, so that's tag number 3. So for tag number 4, I'm going to lay some piano paper down. Haphazardly, because it's a nightmare to flatten, as one knows. I've always got a battle going on with this paper. But I think it's worth it. Okay, so that's the start, and let's see, what do I want to use? I would like to use this because I do love the colour. But I don't quite go with these. I do love that butterfly, it's so pretty. I like that. I wasn't expecting to, but I do like that. Or perhaps I could try this. Slightly less bold behind the butterfly. Yeah, it's less bold. Yeah, I like that. I think it's just a nice and easy collage. And I'll probably put an eyelet in that one as well. Now, does this go anywhere? Okay, I think my 4 tags are embellished. I'm just going to stitch them now and see how I get on. I've stitched and I've popped some eyelets in there. I've stitched all around the tags apart from this one. So I've left that open just to remind me of the idea of using it for journaling. And if you wanted it hidden, then obviously you could glue it up afterwards. So you could even create a pocket. I mean, there's just, so many ideas. Love ideas. So just need to put some just thinking of the name of this now, and it's escaped me. Twine. Let's put some twine there. And then I was just going to use some of this sari silk. There we go. A little bit long. Okay, so haven't done anything to the backs. I'm going to leave those for another day to have a play. Maybe think of a few more ideas so that I can just keep those ideas then to mind when I'm doing tags. And let's find my book. Where is it? My zine. Here she is. And we can now pop these zines in place. And what I want to do is have them so they are slightly different to the front image. It's okay, I quite like that. And that is my Botanical Zine complete, and I'm really pleased with that. I really like it. I think it's fun, rustic, got a vintage vibe. Who doesn't love a little bit of botanical? I hope today's video and last week's video has inspired you to make one of these little zines, and you can make them any size. You don't have to use an A3 sheet of paper. You can use A4, 8.5 by 11, whatever you've got. Use 12 by 12 cardstock. I mean, just have a go. And some crafty friends have actually been making these out of fabric as well, out of curtains. So yeah, there's so many ways that you can play with these zines. So I really do hope that you like these, and I hope that you like the tags that we have made today together. And I'm really pleased with them. I love butterflies and love all things botanical. So I've had a lot of fun doing these, and they are really simple collages, but I certainly did enjoy making these tags with you guys. So please do leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and a comment if you'd like to. And I will see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.